Hello, the theme of this demonstration is collections. I'm going to be jelly printing a collection of leaves, and you could also, I recommended feathers, or if none of those are working for you, it could be a collection of shapes. So I think we're going to be doing some mixed media work with these prints, and mixed media is all about collecting. So I thought, why not work with a little collection of found objects. So I'm going to be using these leaves, excuse me, and that I collected. And your setup is important. So I'm going to work with my open acrylic, slow drying. I'm going to use this Prussian blue. I've got my leaves. I'm going to use some tweezers to pull them off the jelly plate. If you don't have those, a toothpick will work. My brayer, a pad of paper to roll off excess ink. And then off to the side, I've got 6x9, kind of thick Jack Richardson printmaking paper, and I'm ready to go. So first thing I want to do is put a little bit of this open acrylic on my plate. I'm going to say, I guess that's about a quarter teaspoon. I can always add more. And the trick is to lightly roll back and forth vertically and then horizontally. You don't have to press really hard. Some people are press really hard and then you get all these lines in there. So I can go back and forth until I get an even distribution of paint, and it should look even, no blobs, okay, kind of like the surface of the ocean on a calm day. There you can see it's pretty even. Okay, I'll put my roller off to the side. Now, collections, it could be a collection of one. So I'm thinking when you go to like a natural history museum, there'll be a little case, could be one leaf, one egg. Then it could go into multiples, like 2, 3, 5, whatever, okay? So I'm going to start with one for simplicity's sake. And this leaf that I found, it already has some paint on it. And we actually want some of our objects to start picking up paint because I can use these painted leaves, glue them later to my work to create dimensional interest. And if I put my fingers in like this, it's going to kind of line up, oops, line up with the edges of that jelly plate. Put that down. I can just smooth it with my hand, or if I've got another roller, I can roll on top. And I'm going to get my first print, which will have a negative leaf shape. Okay. Then if I pull up the leaf using my tweezers, I'm going to get what's called the ghost print. So put my paper down. Okay. And there is my ghost print of that leaf. Okay. Then let's say I want to add a second color. So this gets into registration, and there are registration tools. I'm going to pick an easier way of registering these prints. And I'm going to use, first I'm going to put some Prussian blue down. Again, I have to re-ink, go through the same process. I'm going to put my leaf down. Going to put a second leaf down. So now I got a collection of two. Pull off some of that paint. Okay, now pull off one of these leaves. What's tricky about printmaking is there's all of these, first of all, everything is reversed, and then this negative and positive. So I've already done a test of this off to the side, but now I'm trying to remember what was it that I did. Okay, so I'm going to tape this down. Okay, now I'm going to add the second color. I have to remember, what am I doing here? Okay, I'm going to go like that. Now I'm going to go orange. I want to mask this off because I want to preserve that. This is where it gets tricky. I want to preserve that form. Forgot what I did with the leaf up above. Okay, I'm just going to put this down for now. All right. Then I'm going to roll on top. Now, I didn't bother to rinse my brayer. I kind of just either I'm going to roll some of that off to get rid of the excess color, or I'm going to just kind of allow them to mix, adding more layers of paint to my leaves. Now I'm going to pull that off because I want that to stay. I totally forgot what I did with the first print. Completely forgot. Okay. But because it's hinged, this is going to line up. Okay, no, it worked. It did what I wanted to. Okay, because I have the paint from here, one over there. Okay, so now I've got orange and blue mixing. And I think I can even pull one more print with what's like ghost print with what's left over here. Let me give that a go. So the name of the game with jelly printing, you've got to just keep playing with it. Sometimes you get a great print and then you can't remember exactly how you got there. Okay, and there's my ghost print, which is pretty subtle. There's still more ink there, but there's not enough here for me to do anything with. Okay, and I'll show you the previous ones I did, same process, but a little bit lighter on the ink here than this one. Okay, and then here was my ghost from the one before. The ink landed on the plate differently. I like that one a little bit better. Okay, so then we have all these prints. We have these collections. And so then what do we do? Well, we can come back and embellish with some of the painted leaves. I could add these in, glue them down with some gel medium. If I wanted to change the color, I could roll some different colors on there. But I like how these leaves, so see, that's a different feeling there than that. So I could glue these down with gel medium. I keep thinking, I'm looking at this going, a little touch of gold in there somewhere. Gold paper would be nice. Okay, I'm going back to my first one. This is maybe not as exciting. I think it gets more exciting when you get into the ghost print. They're a little bit, there's more subtlety to it. I could just start playing with, I'm going to call it my collection arrangements. So, see, that's quite nice. So the purpose is really getting a handle on rolling your ink out evenly, learning to pull an initial print and then a ghost print, and then if you're up to it, um, going to a multicolor print, I would recommend adding that hinge, that taped hinge, so your colors line up accurately. Okay, and that is it for Gelli Plate printing collections, in this case, of leaves.